Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I am all right.
Good. You're a model student, like punctual on the dot. You're the first one here.
That's funny because I had a panic that I'm like, oh, do I have the link? Yeah, it
But
was
you found
fine.
it okay because you just go online to the event and the Zoom link is right there. As long as you're
Yep.
RSVP'd, it'll be available for you. So cool.
Yeah, I just had an RSVP there, so I was like, once I did, I was fine. So,
Cool. Cool, cool.
yep, all good.
Well, I know we should have a good group today. They may just take a little bit to straggle in. Here's LaSalle.
Hi,
Look at you sitting outside.
my new screened porch.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah. So, hi.
Hi, very good. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you in a different spot.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm almost always in my office upstairs and I'm gonna try to be here more.
Okay, good. Good for you. Well, LaSalle, meet Mindy. She's one of our new members.
Hi,
Hi,
Mindy. Welcome.
thank you.
Looking forward to hearing what you're up to.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have a nice outline that has inspired me, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Here's Barb. Do we have her fully? There she comes. There she comes.
Hi.
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 Exciting
Yeah.
times. I feel like I haven't seen you in a very long time.
No, I have not made office hours in time. This is very exciting. The Wi-Fi sucks. And our Wi-Fi sucks right now. So everybody's jittery on my end.
Mm. You're at the office, is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
HBO should not have jittery Wi-Fi.
One would think.
We're not HBO.
You're not HBO, is that what you said?
We're not. Hang on. Let me go off camera until it settles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know we should be having a few more folks. They might just be running late, so we can jump in. And Mindy and Barbara already know each other. That's how Mindy got connected to more to the story. But Mindy, I'll put you on the spot since you're our newbie, and just give LaSalle a little intro about yourself and your book project.
Sure. Hi, my name is Mindy. I also work at HBO. Barbara's actually my boss, technically, which is kind of funny. Um, and I kind of live primarily in a non-fiction world. I work on, documentaries. I used to work in news. I only read nonfiction. It's kind of just what I do. And so, I've been wanting to write a book for quite a while. I feel like in the world of self-help and office, drama and office politics, there's kind of a missing piece of what to do when you get in trouble. Because I've spent my whole life getting in and out of trouble, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. So I wanted to write something for the person in the office who works in some kind of corporate environment that they aren't getting traction and they're getting in trouble often and they don't know how to get themselves out of trouble. They don't know how to be in trouble properly. So it's a little bit of a self-help. It's a little bit of do as I say, not as I do sometimes. And I've seen some people go horribly wrong in the office, that they screw something up and they make it much, much worse. And if I could help someone avoid destroying their career or making things worse, I would love to help someone in that sense. So it's
Yeah,
a little book about trouble.
love it. Welcome. Happy to have you
Nice.
here.
Thank you.
LaSalle, will you give a little intro?
Yeah, and if your book applies to people who don't work in offices, I know all about getting in trouble in good ways, mostly in bad ways. Um, I'm LaSalle Bartlett, and I'm in Virginia on the uncharted land of the Monacan peoples. And Barbara, you don't know this, but I'm in my new screened porch at home. It just got finished Monday. Monday, yeah. So with the help of Gina and her boot camp, I completed my memoir and then took the next couple of years to do the revisions needed and get the help I needed to and published it. And since then I've done two mix of info and self-help workbooks that stemmed from part of the material I took out of my memoir, a lot of the how-to stuff. So I have 3 books out and I'm working on my 4th, and the 5th is waiting for me. And then I've got 2 more that are semi-formulated that I hope I keep being alive and having the time and energy to write, because I got more to say. So
Did you say you have 2 more?
I have
4
2
more. 2 more. 2 more.
Well, I have 2 more in this workbook series,
Yeah.
and then I've got 2 more that are already talking to me for a couple of years. So
Okay.
yeah.
Also memoir?
The others will be memoir.
I feel
Yeah.
like this is the first I've heard of this.
It could be. I don't say everything. that
Which
goes
is
through my
awesome.
mind.
I think it's awesome. I'm like so excited for you.
Yeah, no, I could spend the rest of my life writing. Oh, and I'm a just recently retired clinical social worker with a specialty in trauma resolution and a horse person in many realms. So
Which is what your books are about.
my memoirs are mostly about my relationships with horses and therapeutic riding, and my other books are applicable to anybody, even though there's horses on the cover. People stuff.
And Molly's here. Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Hi.
Like,
We have
Bring it
one new
home.
member joining us today, Mindy. So meet Mindy.
hello,
Hi,
Mindy.
Molly.
And Mindy already gave her little intro, but I might have you do it again. But Molly, I'll have you intro first if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Let's see. I'm Molly. Molly Mogren Cat. I don't know. I guess I never changed my name on there. But yeah, I live in Minneapolis. I was Jana's first victim. I don't know.
Yeah, victim.
I signed up to work with Jana in the end of 2019 for your first ever boot camp, and completed my manuscript for my memoir called Mom Genes, which is about deciding to have kids after growing up with a mom who has some pretty serious mental health issues, and looking into, how the mothers I come from have affected me as a mom myself. It is not as depressing as it sounds. And yeah, I finally signed with a book agent about a year and a half ago, and I don't know what we're doing. We're trying to sell this book in a time where it seems like the publishing industry is a little bit confused. So, but that's okay. So in the meantime, I have a Substack that I try to post on about once a week called Hey Eleanor, and I write about mostly like trying new things and challenging my comfort zone, and I guess that's me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mindy, will you reintroduce yourself just for Molly's benefit?
Sure. Mindy, I live in New Jersey, work in New York. Actually, Barbara Caver's my boss, which is kind of funny. That's how I found the group.
Okay, that's so fun.
Very cool boss. And I have a history of nonfiction in the sense that I worked in news, I work on documentaries. I don't read fiction. I really only read nonfiction. And I always felt like there was a space in the self-help book world for people who are just not good at work, who are great employees who get in trouble a lot, and how to get in trouble, kind of how to realize when you're in too deep. and when you need to fold or when you need to quit or when you need to hire a lawyer. It's a little bit of a how-to for corporate America of how to kind of be not a great employee, but make it work. I'd like to write it in like a little bit of a punchy essay kind of style. Think like Samantha Irby kind of style. It's not going to sound as drab as it could be. I think it'll be a little bit fun. There's a lot of personal stories, a lot of things I've witnessed that I think could be helpful for people who, are in offices and they get in trouble and they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So, Mindy, we just keep these times kind of loose. I usually will let each person have an opportunity to like check in, give an update, ask questions, talk through challenges. It's pretty easy flowing. And we just kind of see where the conversation takes us. I didn't have Barbara introduce herself because Barbara. But Barbara, since I haven't seen you for a while, maybe we should start with you for your update.
Sure. Yeah. No, Mindy definitely knows absolutely everything that's going on with me. So I'll literally just start with like stuff that happened this morning. So what's going on? My summer got derailed, which because Todd got sick again, but and had to have surgery, and that was a whole thing. So I found myself juggling, author life, caregiving for him, and then of course the ball pit. And Mindy knows I've explained the origin of the ball pit term, and that's how I refer to HBO in this community.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm here now. I'm here today. And in the blank white void. But anyway, so yeah, it ended up being a really, really good summer for me, like just in terms of, prioritizing some things. But it's September now. And, not that anybody's counting, but my book publishes in 88 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna go so fast.
Please don't tell me that. I'll throw up. So I've been working with since about mid-June. I've been working with the publicist that I hired on a platform audit, which finally demystified everything that Ashley Renard taught us 3 years ago. Like it finally.
Say more.
I was like, I get the idea of like the algorithms. I get the idea of like, telling a story on social media. Now I really get it because of course the publicist helped me figure out what to say and how to say it in a way that didn't feel like I was giving away stuff from the book or giving away too much about my personal life that was weird, kind of helped me like fine tune the B word brand, and really like develop it. It's translated to my Substack, which has also been really helpful for as my Substack turned a year old at the end of July. Like I've already been on Substack for a full year, which is kind of a good milestone. But it definitely has given me like a lot more focus around Substack and a lot more definitely zero fucks given about Substack some days. I'm like the degree to which I can get something done for Substack and get it up there and get it recorded and get the audio version up there I was like, wow, this is night and day from where I started, where, it's like I used to wake up in the middle of the night being like, and what do I do for Substack? So I have like just what it is, Jana, my whole social life got Jana'd, it got organized, it got on a schedule, it got its mission statement together, and it's just kind of on autopilot, even though I have
your social media life, you mean?
Social media and platform. I mean, Substack is part of that. Yeah.
You said like, social life, and I was like, wait, what?
Social life. Yeah, I was like, got Jana. What does that mean?
I know. How do you Jana your social life? I'm not sure.
Same way. You get very focused. You come up with a mission statement. You get a calendar. You do some spreadsheets. That's how you Jana your social life.
Your spreadsheet is like a list of all your friends' names and like your system for reaching out and
I have built literally, I'm like, someone's going to find this on Google Docs and be like, is she going to, what is going on with this woman?
she's stalking me.
Well, I made a list of absolutely every single person I know and how they might be related to this book.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm telling you, it got Jana'd,
Okay.
so in addition, and that's also part of the whole platform thing is like now where I'm moving into platform wise is just events and, like building partnerships with other authors and building relationships with bookshops and stuff like that, so yeah, that's kind of the big book. It's all the book business update, but I think the big thing was just like, now I finally know. I learned so much from Ashley's seminar, and then we had like Joey Garcia come in. We've had several people come in to talk about like platform, and then Margaret and I did the class with Yadon Israel which that was like, I think my brain is still bleeding from that, but it was good, so it's like finally figuring out exactly what platform meant for me, the different components of it and how to exploit that kind of all came together over the summer, and only because the book is being published, so that's kind of why. So that's exciting. And then the only other thing that I'm just hoping, because of course let's add something to the plate. I am dying to finish my first draft of my novel that I have been, working on. It's going on a solid 2 years that I've been actively working on it since, since I went to Siren Land in April of 2023. So it's like, I don't want to torture myself. But I would really, really, really like to get it finished in the next 88 days, this first draft.
I mean, it sounds like you're almost there.
But I have been almost there for like 3 years, so,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Barbara, you gotta let yourself take your foot off the gas a little bit, relieve yourself of some pressure. You're doing amazing. Your first book is coming out, and as soon as that book is out, you're going to be so much more appealing to agents for your novel. Just like, it's okay. It's okay.
It's totally okay. I also do think I need the creative outlet. So
sure.
But
you can have that without the pressure of having to finish the draft.
No, true. So of course, what have I done? Set a deadline for myself to start on September 2nd to start like on September 2nd. I get back to I think I put it in our goals chat. It was like our goals discussion. It was like, oh, I'm just going to go hang out with the novel. I'm going to go visit the novel. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't written a thing. I was supposed to have started, generating new work, but I'm just hanging out with it.
What format do you have the novel in?
It's in Word.
It's in Word. So it only lives in one place.
Yep.
Okay. So can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Put it on Google Drive.
No.
Not to work on it, just to have a copy so that you can access anywhere, only for reading purposes. So when you're commuting, you could read through some, or when you're if you have an appointment and you're in the waiting room and you just have some time on your hands, just read through some. So this is a way to add in spending time with your novel without having to be setting aside separate time for it.
I definitely like that idea. I tried it. That's actually what I do with Substack. That space is kind of already taken up with Substack. Honestly, Jana, I think I think it's a way for me to create quiet space. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Because I work at 5, because I do it at 5:00 in the morning, 5:45. And because I like to hit the snooze button. But, it's I think that's really it. I think it's just, it's not so much about, I mean, it's definitely, I would love to just like check the box on first draft. Yes.
Mhm.
There's something about having written one book, like finishing the first draft of the second book is like, that feels like it would be good to get there,
Mhm. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I can unplug from the timelines. I think I'm finally getting the hang of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really just what I want. It was like I want the
Yeah.
quiet time away from all the distractions, just to go back to being a writer again.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
the creative solace that I found writing this first book, during the pandemic, and learning how to show up to the page, but not necessarily have any expectations about it,
Yeah.
it's like that's a lesson I need to revisit.
Yeah.
It's almost like I got to go back and learn how to ride. Like I got to get back on that particular bike. So
Yeah. But also you're at a
Yeah.
different phase of
Right.
your journey where you're trying to it sounds like you're trying to kind of compare apples and oranges, because that first phase that you were talking about, all you had to do was write the book. But now you're in a
Yeah.
phase where the book is done and it's about to be published, and so now you have to balance the publishing duties with the writing duties.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of recalibrating.
Right.
And it's not gonna look exactly the same as it did for your first book.
I think that's it. I think I have to recalibrate and have to
Yeah.
figure out what it looks like. So
Yeah.
so that's why I think maybe that's more of the urgency. It's like then finishing the novel.
Yeah.
It's more of the urgency of like, no, I gotta be able to do all, not do all the things, but it's like I gotta create space for this part,
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise I'm never gonna have another, not never gonna have another book, but it's gonna take a while,
Yes.
so, and the novel, my God, is going to take a while no matter what. so yeah. No, you're
Well,
right.
and
It's
don't forget that with your
recalibrating.
novel, especially since you have agents interested. Remember, you have agents interested.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your novel draft doesn't have to be as done and as perfect as your memoir did.
Oh, it is definitely not. So
Right. But what I mean is, like, you worked with me on your memoir draft and it was in better shape than most people would have had for a draft when they're querying and submitting.
Right.
And
yeah.
after you have a book and you have agents already interested in the concept because they know what the concept is, the quality doesn't have to be there on your novel the way that it did for your memoir.
That's good to know.
Because you're starting from a different place. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've basically
Yeah.
leveled up
Yeah.
with having a published book and having agents already interested. You're starting a little bit farther ahead than
Yeah.
where you started with your memoir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
leverage that.
Okay. Yeah.
And let yourself get a draft that's done, but maybe not as polished as you would like right now.
Yeah. Done is good.
You know what I'm saying? Does this
Yeah.
make sense?
Totally, it makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah, that's the recalibration I'm looking for, is like putting all of these pieces together now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Molly, LaSalle, who wants to go next with their updates? LaSalle?
So I think it was the last office hours, Jana, that I was struggling with bringing my focus into working and just putting in the time
Yeah.
on the next book. And so I pulled out my handy dandy little appointment book and wrote in blocks of 2 hours of time, like creating my own mini retreat type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to do some of that. So that was good.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep doing that as far as just putting that in my schedule. Okay, that's my work that day
Mhm.
for hours. Knocking on wood that there's nothing that gets in the way. This morning, today was a day I took Terry out for a drive. Mindy, my partner, had a pretty awful stroke, so he's recovering to the point where he can get help getting in the car and I can take him out for a drive. So we went to a store that he likes to get really good local made ice cream and cookies. And when I was in there, it occurred to me, oh, they sell local stuff. So I said, you sell local stuff. Maybe you'd like to sell my books
Your
because I'm
books!
local and I wrote them. And said, oh, yeah. And then she talked about the two different ways that they've done that with authors. And I said, well, I'll start by dropping off a copy of each and we'll take it from there. So so that feels good because I haven't hired any publicists. I'm not going to. And it's just sort of like who I run into and the groups I'm connected to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. And I can imagine actually once in a while they have music there once a week, but they might be open to a little workshop on, becoming centered and grounded and stuff like that.
Cool.
So that's good. And then I was scrolling on Facebook this morning and saw in a group that I've been in for years, equine facilitated psychotherapy, somebody was promoting their book. And I thought, now why didn't I promote my book on this group?
You've never promoted your book there?
Not on that group. No.
Crystal!
Never. So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And somehow there's just sort of a steady, slow stream of purchases. So
Awesome.
that's nice.
That's
That feels good.
awesome. I love it.
That's my update, and I'm going to use my new screen porch as a comfortable, there's nature, and once in a while I'm distracted by a hawk flying by or stuff like that. But just feels better than sitting in my office. Of course, this is virtually no clutter, and my office has a lot of clutter. So sure, that's part of it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pleased
Good.
with how things are going. Oh,
Good.
one other
Good. Good.
I've been talking with a friend who's also a clinician and trauma and horses and all that kind of stuff. Because my next book is about recovering from falls, and she has a lot of stuff related to recovering from falls from the realm of how relationships can be ruptured, like between a person and their horse, or between a person and anything. And so she and I have been talking about doing a book together, or maybe I'd include some of her work in my book. And my book is saying, get some of her ideas and bring them into this book as sort of maybe some separate chapters that are specifically around what she has to offer. So that's getting clear, and I'm excited about that. My screen porch has bugs in it.
Oh no.
I think this is just bad. But anyway,
Nice.
that's me.
Yeah. All positive stuff. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Molly, what do you got?
Hi. Okay, what do I got? Well, per usual, I don't have a whole lot of specific updates. Yeah. So, but I have plenty I can talk about. I'm sort of at and Jana, I'm just gonna warn you, just don't jump to telling me that this is like not good manifestation practice or something. But
Okay.
I'm just realizing sitting here that I am like feeling so hopeless about my book. Like I just feel like it's never gonna happen. And that like and I just feel so detached from it now because it's been sort of well, not complete, but that's just because, I'm not working on it until there's a path forward with it. So I'm sort of like, I don't know. Just I have a serious detachment from it, and I'm like, do I even care about this anymore? So I think I'm having a little bit of sadness about that, and just feeling like I'm not really sure what else I can do. Um, so it's kind of got me thinking about a couple of other things, which is that I do really like writing for my Substack, but I've been feeling just very overwhelmed with life. And that's largely because, like I have two little kids who the summer, I hate summer. I don't know. I've written about this, you guys, but I don't know if I shared it with you here, but I have like the opposite of like sad. I get sad in the summer where I'm like, it's too hot, the kids are around, I have no schedule. So I'm like, thank God it is September, and maybe this is like a refresh for me where I can start to focus on that a little bit more. And then I'm sort of like, should I maybe be just thinking about would starting a new project invigorate me? And what would that be?
I thought you had a new project.
Well, I do, but I do, but yeah, the problem is more that I'm struggling with like, uh, I guess, well, okay, so you guys know by the way, Barbara, I'm totally curious about when you said HBO, and I know you do stuff in like production and things, and so I'm like, and Mindy, hello. I'm a little bit worried that there might be some sort of like overlap with what I'm about to say, just like because I used to work for a celebrity chef who has a production company. It's a whole thing, and I started writing a novelized version of my time working there because I was too afraid of getting sued. If I like wrote it as a memoir, but man, it would be so much better as a memoir. Well, it'd be easier maybe for me as a memoir.
I think you should write it as a memoir and then have a lawyer advise you on what to do with it.
I know.
That's what I think.
Oh. But then it also
because Molly, your memoir voice, your voice as Molly, your memoir voice is just too good.
Well, honestly, I agree. I think that writing fiction is hard. I'm like, it just feels like I'm walking around with like wet jeans. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. But then I'm sort of wondering if it's like,
but what if you wrote it as a memoir just for fun and who cares what happens to it?
Right. And also part of it is just this like I have this very still I would actually call this relationship sort of abusive with my former boss. And so it's sort of
is he
like,
trying to hire you again?
oh, no, but
Okay.
he has sent me, well, he only sends me shit when he needs something, but
Okay.
trying to hire someone for basically the job that I had. Hey, do you know anybody? I'm like, I don't hate anybody that much. Like,
Yeah.
it's my worst enemy. But yeah, I totally think there's a book there. And also there's like sort of some other work related stories that are not necessarily with that job that kind of all tie into it. So it wouldn't necessarily have to be so specific to, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
it sounds like you need to just start writing to figure it out.
totally. I do. And also I feel like I'm just like so struggling to find the time and mental energy to do it, to just be writing it all. Like I have probably 6 posts or essays that are just floating around in my head that I'm not getting down, um I'm uh well, it's just like things just keep coming up. And Jan, I know I told you this, you guys, you know that school shooting that happened last week? That was 3 miles from my house. And I'm just like not okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's so heavy.
Yeah.
And of course, like my kids are fine, but like I know like 12 people who were in that room when it happened, and I like can't think straight.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Molly.
I know. So anyway, what I've been really trying to do is like I wrote an essay sort of about that over the last couple days, and I kind of feel like if I can figure out how to get that out or decide not to do anything with it if it feels like insensitive or not helpful or something. You know, I'm trying to decide what I want to do there, and I feel like if I can do that, then maybe I can move on past like processing that and move on to something else. It just feels really weird right now to write a an essay about taking the Amtrak to Chicago with my kids for like a vacation when I'm like, you know, there's this like 12-year-old who's like on life support 2 miles from my house because this psycho shot her in the head. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, uh,
That
and
sounds like an essay.
what?
That sounds like a separate essay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say. And yet,
No, seriously. Like,
Molly,
what?
this is huge.
It
This
is.
is going to take forefront until it's not taking forefront. And I
Yeah.
agree with Anna that writing about it, because you are a writer, may help your process, whether it ever goes anywhere as is or revised, but you process when you write.
Yes. Thank
Mm.
you. No, it's been so important for me to like write it down. And then of course I shared it with a couple of people like 5 hours ago and no one's gotten back to me, which is, you know how that like I know everybody's busy, but I'm like, oh my God, did I say something horribly
well,
offensive?
share it with your more to the story peers.
No, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna
Okay.
put it in the chat.
Post it. Oh, good. I was gonna say post it in the community
There we
too.
go. But
post it in the community too. Yeah. Like you guys, okay. If you guys aren't doing that for each other, you should be. Or I'm not going to say should. You could be. Like,
totally.
post stuff in the community and ask each other to read it. That's a big part of what you could be using the community for and depending on each other for, especially in times like this with something like this. When if you're sending it to folks, Molly, and people aren't responding, I don't know who you sent it to, but these are your writing peers. This is your writing support group.
Right. Well, yes, and this is a great point, and I'm glad you brought it up. And yes, I should be sharing it with you guys, and I'm going to. And then also there's this whole other element of like, so two of my close friends from college went to Annunciation, and that's where their kids go. And so it's like it's just, it's sort of like I want writers' feedback, but then I also want like our friends who aren't them. I want their feedback first before I ask my friends Allison and Carolyn, like, I wrote this. If you have the bandwidth, maybe like I just don't want to. I mean, it's not like their personal story or anything, but it's like I wrote this, and if you don't think I should publish it, that is totally fine, and I will not. But I mean,
You're looking for a sensitivity read.
yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
sensitivity reads need to be done by the person who isn't affected by anything that could potentially be upsetting or offensive in the piece.
Right. Well, I kind of want both. I kind of would like, yes, like any of you guys to read it, but then also just, and also I don't think anyone's gonna be like, ooh, this was, wow, Molly, way to make it all about you or something. That's, of course, but that is my fear. That is my fear that people will think that.
But I think what I'm saying is if you have moms with kids that weren't at that school, they are just as qualified to give you a sensitivity read as your friends with kids at that school.
Yeah.
It's the same level of like, you know, if you're afraid that something's going to be racially offensive to Black people, for example, you don't ask the Black person to give you the sensitivity read.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think as we evolve as writers, especially white writers, that's something to be really aware of. And this is not a racial issue, obviously, but I think it's applicable and very similar in concept around like, if you're thinking something's going to be potentially upsetting or offensive to a particular group, it's not the job of that group to tell you, yes, this is upsetting.
Right. Yes. And this, I also don't want to like burden them with like, oh, I wrote this.
Right.
I want your feedback. And the only reason I even considered it was that another good friend of ours who is a social worker was like, maybe you should. Well, hadn't read it yet, but she's like, and maybe you should send it to Allison first. I mean, I don't know. I mean, her kids are okay, but not really. No one's okay.
No, they're traumatized.
Okay. It's so
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I don't know.
Molly, you sent us a Substack link. Is it already published or is this a draft link?
This is like the secret draft link.
Okay. I didn't know you could do that on Substack. Very fancy.
Oh, well, I could show you where you do that. Hold on.
Okay.
So,
do you need to share your screen?
Oh, I would love to.
So while you were talking, I went ahead and zipped through it.
Yes.
I didn't give it a loud, deep read, but I zipped through it. And I don't think you're offending anyone.
No.
I think what you're doing is actually really important here. A little side story. A friend of mine, he was born when the Jonesboro massacre happened, like on the news. And his mom was in the hospital and saw it on the news. And she wrote a letter to him about this massacre of people she never knew.
Yeah.
And it's very kind of similar. It's basically a love letter to her kids saying, I hope you have the strength to have your own opinions. I hope you have the strength to fight against, tyranny and these kind of things. And, she could have thought the same thing. Like, who am I to write it? I didn't know anyone there or whatever. Like, you could kind of get caught up in that. Or you could go on the record as a mother who lives nearby. And this is honestly how I felt. And I don't like it. And I don't, I don't want to live like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could go on the record like that. And I don't think it's offensive at all. I really don't.
Well, 100% agree.
I don't think it's like offensive either. It's just sort of like, I mean, the main thing I have been experiencing that I just cannot get over is it's like where I am, where I live, and like the people I talk to, I mean, everyone is sort of like consumed by this, but then you take your step 1 degree out, like the day it happened, and I have the story in there. It was like 3 hours after it happened, and my dad called me, and I'm thinking, I mean, my dad is like, he's an independent voter who wants common sense gun laws. He went to a Catholic school, he's all of these things. And he called me and he's like, hey, we're going up to the cabin this weekend. What should I get for groceries? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm like, how can you think about groceries when like, aren't you, I thought you were calling to see if we were okay or the kids were okay, or do you know someone? And he was like, oh my gosh, you're right. That is I'm like, yeah, this is happening 3 miles from me. It's happening 20 miles from you. Like, how can you even go about your day? Like my mom actually came over to our house afterward, like later that day. She never mentioned it. I never heard from my in-laws. I never heard from my brother or sister-in-law. I hardly heard from anybody. I went to work. No one mentioned it. Everyone's like, "Oh, did you go to the Minnesota State Fair?" I'm like, yeah, I did. And also a like unhinged psychopath tried to murder four kids, four of my friends. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how are we just going about our day here? Like, I just don't get it. Anyway, that is sort of where it's coming from.
But that's the
Yeah.
point, right? Like
Yes.
that is the point. It's
Yes.
maddening, you
Yes.
know? And this is a story that I think other people who have, had a near miss in their life where they've been nearby or their kids were, used to go to that school or whatever, will feel the same way. Like it still affects you, even though like I wasn't personally affected, but there's still a ripple effect, it's the pond, that you still feel it.
Right.
And I think it's important to write about it.
Yeah, and the approach I took was I've been taking a comfort in, dump out approach. So I just am really trying so hard to be like here's what happened. Here are the rings. Here's where I'm a little outside of the ring, but the people who are there's a lot of people way outside the ring that like are just moving on, and I don't get it. I've been so consumed. So
Yeah.
Anyway. And then I found $20. I did find $20.
Oh, Molly,
I know.
hang in
I
there.
was like, I'm gonna get my life back after the summer's over, and now I'm just like, what does it even matter?
What else are you doing for self-care right now?
What am I doing for self-care? Well, I went to the gym for the first time in 6 weeks.
Good job. Does moving your body make you cry?
Oh yeah, and then
Okay, good.
yeah. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm sorry, it actually doesn't, Jana.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't do that for me, but maybe it should.
Well, it could if you just you don't have to tell yourself to do it, but if you feel it coming on, let it come.
Oh yeah.
Because the movement is moving the emotions like physically. You could potentially experience a big release unexpectedly when you're moving your body.
Well, my plan is to go to a yoga class maybe tonight. The thing is,
Yoga will do it.
I know. I just it's crazy when I just have to coordinate everything with another person who like leaves for work at 6:30 in the morning and gets home at like 6 at night, and I'm like, where are you? So, but whatever.
Well, I cry pretty much every time I go to yoga, so
I know you do.
how do you know that?
I feel like we've talked about it.
Oh, maybe we have.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I've got plans with friends for the weekend.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm happy that it's fall. Fall is my happy place.
Happy place.
Mhm.
Barbara, it seems like you've been wanting to say something. You keep unmuting yourself.
No, and then you say it, and then they it comes out, it's like, yeah, no, just Molly, take care of yourself,
Yeah.
take care of yourself, and we're here for you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read it, and I'm sure it's what the people like your dad, it's what the people who are just going about their day, they probably need to hear it too,
Yeah.
because they're not okay. They're not. I'm sure they seem okay, but I'm sure they're not.
Well, no, it's like I have seen it in people's faces where I'm like, yeah, like that's where my friends' kids go to school, and they're like, it's like that scene in Pulp Fiction, when Uma Thurman gets stabbed in the heart with, it's like people are like waking up and being like, oh my God, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're ready for this, Molly, but that sounds like another topic to write about. It's just the disconnect that we have from pain and emotion, regardless of what the situation is. You know, we live in a culture of avoidance and numbing and stuffing our emotions, and it's like we've forgotten how to be in the discomfort of these big emotions and pain.
Right. Yeah. And I think so many people are feeling just like so hopeless. Like
Yeah.
nothing is if it hasn't changed already, how will it ever change?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm hoping that we're having like they're doing a special legislative session here in Minnesota to specifically target like gun laws. So I don't know, maybe we can start it here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge follower of astrology, but I will see little things here and there around online, and people send me stuff or whatever. And the only takeaway that I have is things are shifting. Big, energetic, cosmic things are shifting. And I think this is part of it. You know, there's like a purging that we're on the verge of. And it's almost like things have to get really bad before there's like this emergence of the new rebuilding, whatever it's going to be.
Wait,
I
do
don't
you
know.
think
We're gonna go full Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was like, are things bad right now, you guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But I think there, and I don't know how like accurate any of what I just said is, but it's all kind of like intuitive and just like internal knowing, and what I'm observing kind of in the collective that seems to affirm it on some level. And every time I'm on Zoom now, I get 4 rainbows on me. And this time it's at my third eye, which must mean I'm channeling divine messages in this moment.
Yes.
The last time I was on Zoom, it was on my throat with Molly. So anyway, all that to say, I think we're on the verge of something big. And we're all a part of it because we're all sharing our stories and pushing for a better world. That's what we're doing. The work we're doing is telling and sharing our stories so that we can have a better world, so that we can find healing through the stories that we're telling. So not that that's going to cure your hopelessness, Molly, but maybe that'll just give you a little extra spark that you need for now.
I mean, I know right now, like what I really need to do is just be like, it's okay if everything's not figured out, and it's just a little bit of an uncomfortable place right now, where I feel like I wish I had a better plan or traction or whatever, and I don't, and that's like part of the process, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mindy, what do you think about hanging out with us weirdos today?
How's that for your intro call?
It's good. It's great. I love it.
Oh,
You
she's
know, I
I
love
with me all the time.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy it. I like hearing other people's process, and like schedules and like when they write and when things get off track. You know, it's school's back. I have a stepdaughter that just started her senior year, and it's just like drinking from the fire hose. That it's like everything is your schedule gets totally changed. Like now it's just like, oh, you're in the bathroom when I want the bathroom, you're in the kitchen when I want the kitchen. Like everybody's in your way, and it's just like there's like a sorting that I'm leaving town next week, and I'm like, okay, when I get back, we're getting this train back on the rails. Like I'm back home, they'll figure out their school schedule. I'll be able to fit my schedule in around that. It is hard. Like I feel like every time the seasons change, you kind of have this like, you know, you got to get the cars like off-roading and you have to get it back on the road again. And it's like, okay, now I'm back on the road, I'll be fine. But it does feel bumpy this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, Mindy, just so there's a little bit of context with your book project, you told us what it's about, but Mindy started with a session with me already outside of office hours where we nailed her book outline. So she has an outline to start from.
Love it.
So tell us what your plan is now, or maybe you don't have one, and where can I and others support you in figuring that out and holding you accountable to it?
Yeah, so I love the outline. It's what I've needed. I already told Jana this, and I kind of told Barbara this, that like I always felt like I needed to have more stuff before I came to Jana, so I could be like, I did stuff. And when I really was like, I'm never going to have the stuff until I actually know what I'm doing. And so when she offered these like outline boot camps, I'm like, it's actually probably exactly what I need. And so we went through it. I love it. I showed my husband afterwards, and he's like, babe, you got a book. Like, this is a book.
Yes.
And I was like, you're right. Now I got to go write it. And, you know, this next week I'm leaving for a work trip, and I extended on the back end some personal time with family and some friends. And I'm going to bring my laptop, and I'm excited to write from like hotel rooms where, you know, my family members aren't, you know, doing something weird with the internet or being loud or my dog is barking or whatever. Like, I'm kind of going to treat it a little bit like a writer's retreat, to just have some alone time with my laptop in, you know, various hotels across Los Angeles. So I think it'll be good.
Awesome. That's perfect. I love that plan, and I can't wait to hear how it goes for you and how much progress you make. So
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel energized.
Awesome.
So it's good.
Awesome. Very good. Okay. So the next thing we have this month is the mini virtual retreat with me on the 13th. And Barbara, is yours already scheduled for later this month as well?
Yeah, oh, but you know what? I'm going to have to move it.
The 27th, but you need to move it.
The 27th, I'm going to need to move it. So yeah, I will get that situated. So yeah.
Perfect.
We might have 2 mini retreats back to back then if you do the 13th and I do the 20th. So we'll see.
It doesn't bother to me.
You're looking at moving that.
Yeah, I'm going to
To the
move the 27th. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Maybe.
keep you posted. Yeah. Or I might just skip. We might have to skip it. We'll see. I gotta look. Anyway, go ahead, Jana.
That's it. Just the mini retreat with me on the 13th. Second one potentially with Barbara on the 20th, and then we'll have group office hours like this again at the beginning of October.
Great.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna try to get back into doing my video, weekly video goal updates for you guys. I apologize that my own shit has been throwing me off my schedule, but we want to, now that it feels like everybody's kind of like resetting, getting back into a little bit of a routine with fall and whatnot. So summer was a little quiet in the online space. So let's get back into sharing our goals on a weekly basis and posting in there. And Molly, you can share your link
Well, I'm going to do
for
that.
feedback in the community too.
I will do that.
Cool. All right, my dears. Always great to see your faces. Thank you for being here, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.